moment. Here we go.
Welcome to the Long Distance Playbook. Today is the 25th of April. Man, this year has flown. But you got my boy Jeff up there. And then you got Chris in the show today.
I'm
He's
back.
not on the road.
Uh-oh.
So, Jay cannot, unfortunately, be with us. He's got some engagements that he is dealing with. We wish him the best, and we'll see what next week brings. Who's going to be on the show next week? All right, so normally we would start off with honors of the week, but we don't really have none this week, at least none that we're tracking. So we're going to change it up a little bit, and we're going to jump right in to the red card report with Mr. Jeff White.
Welcome, everyone. Red card report. Ladies, gentlemen, children of all ages, make sure if you're going to go get your red card, make sure you go get your money's worth when you do it. All right, so what's going on today or this weekend in football or American football or soccer or wherever you're from? So in the Premier League, some real good games, but I want to get to the standings first and foremost. If you see right there, Man City is now top of the league. Arsenal has been top of the league for 200 days. They have been top of the league for 200 days straight until they played Man City last weekend. Man City wins a tough game 2-1. Now they're both tied on points. Goal difference. Man City won their game in Man City won the game that they had to beat. They had to beat Burnley during the week. So now they both have the same points, same goal difference. So then it goes down to goals for where Man City's up on 3-3 to Arsenal. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens in the last 5 matches. That's going to dictate who wins the Premier League this year. So me being a Chelsea fan, struggling a little bit in 8th, but happy to see that Arsenal got tripped up. My brother being an Arsenal fan can happen to anybody better than that. Looking at the games this week, first of all, Fulham beat Aston Villa, which is great for my team because those top 4 teams, and actually is going to end up being the top 5 teams, make it into the Champions League. And later in one of the slides, I'll explain why that's so important. Game today to watch really is that Arsenal-Newcastle game. Because not only does Arsenal need to win, they need to pile goals in order to make sure that their goal difference catches and passes Man City, assuming that both teams win in their last 5 games. So that's going to be critical to watch. It'll be interesting to see what Arsenal does. Part of me says they're just going to fall apart because they've been leading by so much, but they've been struggling for the last 2 months of the season. It's like seeing a sprinter that's running the 400 and they're on that back stretch and you can see the hamstrings getting tight and they just pulling up and Man City just caught right up with them and kept on going. So alternatively, there's an FA Cup game this weekend as well. So Man City plays Southampton today. Chelsea plays Leeds tomorrow. So both should be pretty good games. Chelsea and Leeds, for those that don't know, is a long-time rivalry game. So could be real interesting, could be fiery, could get a couple red cards. So more to come there, but definitely good things to see in the Premier League. Exciting games, the last 5 games, not only from the top of the league, but also from the bottom of the league, where basically you have 3 big teams fighting out, and really it's going to be 2, it looks like, between West Ham and Tottenham. One of those teams is more than likely going to get relegated. Tottenham has been considered a Big 6 team in the Premier League, and they are just about to get relegated, which would cost them so much money. We'll talk about it on a later slide, but just the fact that West Ham and Tottenham are there, and Tottenham being a perennial top 6 team is likely to get relegated. Yeah, this is a different time. Different time in the Premier League, different time of year. So, all right, we'll move over to Serie A. So, looking over at Italy. So, once upon a time, probably about a month ago, this league was kind of tight. Inter was winning, but they had some competition between Napoli and AC Milan. But Inter has gone from strength to strength. Their coach, Christian Chivot, who used to play for them, has done a fantastic job. So they've weathered the storm and look, they've pulled away. So it looks like Inter is going to win Serie A. Only a handful of games left, like 5 games left for them. The game to watch this weekend is tomorrow, AC Milan versus Juventus. So number 3 versus number 4. Now, both teams look like right now they'll make it into the Champions League, but this is an old-time rivalry where you'll see some of the best players to ever play football have played on these two teams, and when they play in Italy, everything stops. People tune into this game, so that will definitely be a game to watch. I will definitely find it and tune into that. One thing I'm looking at right here is Como, because I've been talking about them. I've been talking about their coach, Cesc Fabregas, how well of a job he's done, how fantastic of a job he's done. And they look like they're just falling off the pace, which comes from when you have a smaller team and you have so many games that you're playing and you don't have the squad depth that Inter and Napoli and AC and Juventus and Roma have because they've been in the Premier or in Serie A for so long. Sometimes towards the end of the season, it can catch up to you. And it looks like they're running out of gas a little bit. But we'll see. Hopefully they'll continue to do well. They're definitely the surprise team this year in Serie A. Moving on to the Bayern Munich Invitational, also known as the Bundesliga. So Bayern Munich has already clinched the league. Go figure. Definitely dominant from start to finish. Even though they're losing right now, they're playing Mainz right now. They're losing 3-1. It doesn't matter. They're focused on other things. They've already got championship in tow. I guess really the only thing we should be looking here is between Stuttgart, Hoffenheim, and Leverkusen. Those 3 teams trying to get into the Champions League positions there. So really tight on points. 4 points separates all 3 teams. So we'll see what happens moving forward there. But so any game that has Stuttgart, Hoffenheim, or Leverkusen in, definitely something to watch because they're playing for significant money to get into the Champions League. So those are going to be important games in the Bundesliga. And then in La Liga, Barcelona's pulled away. Real Madrid got rid of their coach, Xabi Alonso. He had a little bit of a tough streak, but Arbola, who they've brought in, who used to play for the team, he's not at the level of coach that you need at Real Madrid. So I think the biggest question right now is who's Real Madrid going to bring in next year for their coach? Barcelona's pulled away. They're winning 1-0 today, so they're just about to clinch the league here. Real Madrid, I mean, they pretty much has second sewed up again, Champions League spot, but the expectations at Real Madrid are much higher than just making Champions. Like you need to challenge. Not only do you need to challenge, you need to win. So definitely a down year for them. I think Villarreal and Atletico Madrid going to make Champions League there. So no games of really interest here. Obviously, I like watching Barcelona play because they play good ball. But yeah, the league is pretty much already set with Barcelona winning the league here. Okay. Now, in the midweek coming up, Champions League semifinal starts up. So we'll have PSG playing Bayern Munich on Tuesday and Arsenal playing Atletico Madrid on Wednesday. So both Both games going to be good to watch for different reasons. To me, PSG and Bayern Munich are number one and number two best teams in the world. Uh, so I would have loved to see them in the finals against each other, but I saw the way that they were both in, I think they were on the blue side of the map. So um, unfortunately, we get it in the semifinals, but both fantastic teams, big squads, um, really, really talented players. It'll be interesting to see who wins that that leg. And then on the other side, Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid. Arsenal's they've had a bit of a bad patch for the past 2 months. That's why they're no longer in the lead in the Premier League. But even in losing against Man City, it was probably the best game that I've seen them play. And maybe playing a game outside of the Premier League will help them be able to go back to the team that they were prior to that 2 month stretch and play a little bit freer. But they're going against the Atletico Madrid team, coached by Diego Simeone, who he has not got a lot of things wrong when it came to the Champions League. So it'll be interesting to see who wins that game. I don't know who wins that game. I don't know who wins the PSG Bayern Munich game, but I'll definitely be tuning in on Tuesday and Wednesday to watch those games. Those are the first legs. The second leg is May 5th and May 6th. So definitely staying tuned for the Champions League. And then some items of interest. So first, I remember when I was back in England and Alex Ferguson had this quote and called it SBT, and it was squeaky bum time. So squeaky butt time. That's what it meant. And basically that meant that right now, because there's so few games left in the season, you look at it, you have teams that are the teams you don't want to play are teams that are fighting for Champions League qualification or teams that are fighting against relegation, because you're going to usually get their best ball because they're playing with a level of desperation. And so if you look at it with Champions League, the amount of money associated when you get into the Champions League, each team gets 30 million just by entering the group stages. You get $5 million per match. There's $20 million with match day income. And then you get $2 million for each win, 700,000 for a draw. In total, and those are pounds. And then in total, there's over about 2.5 billion euros go to the Champions League teams. So that's huge money to go across all the teams that get in Champions League, which is why teams are so desperate to get into Champions League. Sorry about that. So that's big, big, big money. On the flip side with SBT is relegation. And I'm going to use the Premier League as an example. A team that gets relegated from the Premier League automatically gets £100 million cut, $100 million cut in revenue. And then they have a $75 million TV cut in revenue because they're not going to be on Sky Sports and be streamed all over the world to be seen. And then that's not taking into account all the gate revenue, because you're not going to be able to have ticket prices as high, and you're not going to have the marquee teams to come into your stadiums to play. Now, the Premier League they give 2 years of a parachute deal where they give you 2/3 of what you would get from your TV revenue the first year, and then about 1/3 of what you would normally get in the Premier League for your TV revenue. And then after that, you're done. So if you do get relegated, teams are so desperate to get back up at the first shot before that parachute money runs out. But even when you do get relegated, those international players that you have, those players that are fantastic players, they don't want to be there. They want to play in the top leagues, so they get sold. And you can't afford players either, because you can't play as high. You can't pay as high of salaries because you're not bringing in that level of revenue anymore. So there's a lot of cases where teams will get relegated from the Premier League and they will spiral from down one league to the next league to the next league, which is why I was talking about with Tottenham being a Big 16, potentially being a relegation. Tottenham has one of the best stadiums in England, 60,000 seater, state of the art, everything. and we may be seeing it playing in the first division next year. So that is definitely something to be seen. But SBT, there's going to be a lot of teams that are playing desperate, but there are a lot of teams that are going to be playing tight. And then just a footnote, there's been a lot of injuries that I've seen over the past couple weeks to some marquee players. Not only is it going to take them out of the stretch run for their respective leagues, but in some cases, these players are at risk of missing the World Cup. And it's because of the amount of games in such short succession that we've had them play. And so I'm looking at look at Real Madrid. They got Mbappe, Militao, and Guler, and and Courtois, their goalkeeper. And Mbappe just got hurt. They haven't announced what it is, but he's had an off and on knee injury. I would hate to not see him in the World Cup because of the amount of games he's been forced to play for Real Madrid. Next group, Lamine Yamal and Rafinha from Barcelona. Again, they're two marquee players, really. They're two wingers, they're two high scorers, both out with hamstring injuries. And at risk of potentially missing World Cup if they don't heal fast. Rodri just came off last week against Arsenal late in the game. I think he picked up a groin injury. He just come back from a significant knee injury for Man City. Saka for Arsenal. He missed the Man City game. He has a hamstring injury. Ekitike from Liverpool, another French international, tore his Achilles last weekend, which was terrible. He had a fantastic season for his first season for Liverpool in the Premier League. Tore his Achilles, gone. The next group of players, Esteval, Palmer, Reece James, all have hamstring issues. João Pedro has a thigh injury for Chelsea. Again, the amount of games, 50, 60 games in probably 9 months' time, and that's not including all the practices and things of that nature, and all the travel where you're traveling not just throughout the country, but you're traveling to other countries to play in Champions League games as well. And then Newcastle, who was a top 6 team, actually they were a top 4 team last year, top 4 or 5 team last year, and now they're probably, I think they're 14th in the league. And Gordon's hurt, Bruno, Livramento, again, significant injuries at a bad time, and it's hurting them in the running. So we had so many games, and this kind of really goes back. I really don't think the players have recovered from our COVID era, where we kept on playing games, and then they had to squeeze the World Cup games in. The players have not had a significant enough break. And at the end of these seasons, with the running of games, when you're playing on a Saturday and then again on a Tuesday or Wednesday and again the following Saturday or Sunday, and that's over and over and over and over again, especially for these big teams, you like to have the squad depth where you can rotate a lot. But if you rotate a lot, more times than not, you end up dropping points. So you end up playing the same players over and over and over again. And this is the type of thing that happens. So unfortunate to see. Hopefully they're all back before the World Cup, because all of these players are world class. And then finally, no to racism, kick it out of the sport. Gianluca Pressioni, the reason why I started putting this back up is the player who had been accused of making racist statements to Vinny Jr. was suspended by FIFA for 6 Champions League games. Now, what they're saying is because he said an anti-gay slur to Vinny. So the player basically came out and said, no, I did not call him an N-word. I called him gay or something to that effect. What he didn't realize was the penalty is the same, whether you're being racist or you're being homophobic. So he got what he got. Is it severe enough? I don't know. It's better than what I've seen in the past, because a lot of times they'll say, oh, we can't be sure that that's actually what he said. So I think it's a step in the right direction, but it's definitely not where we need to be just yet. But as for now, that's all I have for the red carpet report.
All right. Appreciate that, Jeff. That was it was a lot of information, and I wonder how everything is going to shake out with the upcoming leagues. So
It'll be interesting. I got TV on right now. I'm watching Tottenham. They're tied with Wolves, who've already been relegated. I'm sitting here watching it right now because if they don't win this game, they're done.
got it. And then I love how Manchester City, that little fact right there, where Arsenal had been in the lead for over 200 days.
Mm-hmm. Walk them down. Walk them down.
Well, maybe it shows a little more balance in the league.
Yeah, well, hey, there's so much money that even mediocre teams get good talent and can pay good talent, which is why it's so difficult to go week in, week out, because teams that you don't think should be a problem, they're a problem because they do have talent, and on their given day, they can give you a problem.
I hear you. All right, we're going to move on from the red card report to the lightning round.
What we got on the lightning round, sir?
Hey, look, we got a lot. We've got NHL playoffs happening right now.
Playoffs?
Playoffs. Now, currently, as it stands right this moment, right? Colorado is leading 3-0 against the Kings. And this is for the series, right? Dallas is leading in their series 2-1. Utah is leading in their series 2-1. Anaheim is leading in their series 2-1. And that's on the Western Conference. On the Eastern Conference, you have Buffalo, who's leading 2-1. Then you have Montreal, who's leading 2-1. Then you have Carolina, who's leading 3-0. And then you have Philadelphia, who's leading 3-0. So, gentlemen, out of the series that is happening, to you, which one's the biggest surprise?
For me,
yeah,
it's Montreal over the Lightning because I'm gonna have to root for the hometown boys. Come playoff time, Tampa's been tough these past few years, and I think they've won it twice in the past 5 or 6 years.
something like that.
So I'm surprised to see them down, but they're only down 2-1, and some of the losses have been self-inflicted. So I think if they can get rid of some of their mistakes, they could be just fine. But I'm disappointed to see them in a position where they're not in a better. They're not. I mean, they're down 2-1 against Montreal. I think they can turn that around, just cutting out the mistake.
Okay, I don't think so. If you watched last,
Come on, man.
If you watched last week's show,
They lost in OT last night. They lost in OT.
Loss is a loss.
You're right.
Which means they were good enough to make it to overtime, but not good enough to seal it.
Fair enough.
It's playoff time.
It's playoff time.
If you want it bad enough, you'll win. That's the bottom line, right? There's a couple of teams, obviously, we mentioned that we don't think want to play in the playoffs at all. The Kings, because you're losing 3-0. The Senators, because you're losing 3-0. And then the Penguins, because you're losing 3-0. And to me, that was the biggest. That one right there was the surprise for me, right? Because Philadelphia, I know, is always good during the playoffs, but Pittsburgh had such a good season, and I thought, and anytime they played Philly, they played well against Philly. So I thought maybe Pittsburgh would be able to at least win a game or two in this series, right? I honestly thought they were going to win the series, but they haven't done nothing.
You know what I have found?
What?
looking at the past couple seasons in the NHL, the teams that finish first and second, usually in their division, when they got to the playoffs, they started getting handled by other teams. And I don't
Yes.
understand why that is. Because Pittsburgh, they had a good regular season, didn't it? They finished like second.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's just what I've seen. I noticed it last year. I'm noticing it again this year.
Hey, sometimes it's you're putting everything into the season, and the energy level is in your season, trying to make sure you end up in a certain spot. And then by the time the playoffs come, you don't perform at that same level, even though it's a higher stake. But I wouldn't give up on them just yet, because it's not that they can't come back and win this, So
Those teams that are down 0-3? Oh no,
that's
a wrap to me.
like
Yeah.
They finna go to Tahiti.
I was going to say, look, Chris, they might get a game. Let's be honest, right? They may get a game trying to show that they're fighting, but to come back 0-3,
It can happen.
It can.
It can, but the probability of it is very, very low.
Hey, big baller bet? Where's your bet? Where's your money?
hey, look. So look, if I'm gonna be very, very much to try to win money, I would put my money on the underdog to come back, because there's no money on the sweep. There's none. There's no money.
Hey, and there's no money just giving it away, just throwing it out your car window either. So
yeah, true.
those teams that are 3-0, guess what? You just throwing that out the window.
Hey, Chris,
remember this: if one of them come back and win,
you're right.
Well,
I'll be like, hey, y'all the first. Great job.
Oh, Chris, are you talking about win the game or win the series?
Win the series.
Oh,
See?
God, no.
Hey,
look.
Go on
Chris,
down the
don't worry,
highway. Go down the Audubon.
Hey, as soon as the
open up
show's
your
over, I'll
window
come over and collect
just-
the money from you.
Just throw that. Just
Don't
throw
throw
that
it
out
out the
window,
road. I
just like
got you.
that.
I'll come and pick it up for you, Chris.
I'll be right behind you. Windows open, hoping to go right in my car.
We ain't gonna
Y'all
play that.
special. Y'all boys special.
Oh man, tell you. But there's been a little some controversy in the playoffs, right? In the hockey playoffs so far.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. People are saying how what is it? That other teams are already trying to tamper with some of the players before seasons ended.
For trying to recruit them.
Yeah.
Man, that's going on in all sports.
All sports at all times.
It is, but you're not supposed to publicly make it known, right?
Hey,
when it's publicly known, that means somebody opened their mouth when they weren't supposed to.
Hey, look. You thinking people ain't calling and players that's not in the playoffs in the NBA right now?
Oh yeah, of course they are.
Hey man, well, hey, let's meet up in Bali for the weekend. Let's sit back and enjoy.
Hey, we going to the DR. Let's get. I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes. Man, wouldn't it be great? We just missing you.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we missing. I think we got a frozen Mason. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was a bad look for you. I'm about to bring you down. You had your mouth all open.
Oh no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. My bad.
But no,
Go ahead.
I really do believe that tampering goes on in all sports. The tampering part that becomes the issue is when the management is doing the tampering. Players can talk to each other. But
Right.
management, soon as once management get involved, then we got a problem.
No, I agree.
You know what?
100%.
I was talking about Bayern Munich winning the league and them losing, being down against Maine They were down 3-0 at halftime, and they were down 1-3 or 3-1 when I looked at it. Yeah, they came back and won 4-3. That's why I call it the Bayern Munich Invitational. Because even when teams got them, did the rights, they still can't keep them down. Crazy.
Hey, was that a home game for Bayern Munich?
No, I think it was a away game.
Dang.
Wait,
Right.
look, if they gotta keep that smoke in the Champions League.
Man, I should have went to the game instead of being on TV today.
I'm just saying, look, they down 3-0. Nicholas Jackson in the 53rd, Michael Olise in the 73rd, Mal Musiala in the 80th, and Harry Kane in the 83rd. That's crazy.
The coach, that's the coach, man. He got me ass at the halftime.
Hey, Vincent Company, hey, he is that dude that will absolutely get in that ass.
So,
all right. So just keep everybody, if you're following NHL playoffs, just continue to follow it. We should be in the next round by next weekend. Of course, we'll see how everything plays out, right? I mean, if these series shake out to be 7-game series, we may not be. But for the most part, I don't see all of them going to Game 7. I see some of them at least being over by next weekend, and we'll give you an update next weekend on the NHL playoffs. All right. Moving right along. Man, oh man, there have been some good plays happening in this sport. It's been surprising to some individuals, but we're going to go to the NBA playoffs.
ooh.
Right now, as we speak, Oklahoma is beating Phoenix 2-0 in the series. The LA Lakers are beating the Houston Rockets 3-0 in the series. Minnesota is beating the Denver Nuggets 2-1 in the series. San Antonio is beating Portland 2-1 in the series, and that's Western Conference. Now we're going to move over to the Eastern Conference. As of we speak right now, the Detroit and Orlando series is tied at 1 apiece. The Cleveland series, Cleveland is leading 2-1 against Toronto. The next series, Atlanta is leading the series 2-1 against New York. And then the next series is Boston, and they're leading. Boston's leading the series 2-1 against Philadelphia. Hey, Chris.
Yes, sir.
Got a question for you.
Yes,
What's your biggest surprise so far in the NBA playoffs?
Detroit and the Magic.
Okay.
The Magic is playing. They're playing to win at all costs. They want to win every game that they're in. Even if it's low scoring, they're fighting a team that is statistically better than them. I think that even though the series is tied 1-1, but you got to remember they won game 1, and a lot of people don't understand how important that is in the NBA playoffs. Right. You got to take a road game away from the home team, and they did it in game 1. Yep. And now you're looking at going into game 2. If they win that, that's even more a surprise.
Game 3.
Now, well, no, I'm saying I'm going in order.
Oh, okay.
So even though they lost game 2, but they won the more important game 1.
Got it.
So believe this game should be it's in Orlando.
Yeah.
So it's a home game, which makes it now all they have to do is win 3 games, and this is over. They may have Detroit's number. Another one another one that didn't surprise me and don't surprise me is the Lakers winning over the Rockets.
Why doesn't that surprise you?
Somebody was talking to me about the Rockets not having a true point guard this season. And I agree. But the one other factor was you got Kevin Durant that's out with a sprained ankle. So I'm being fun. I'm being not actually funny. Houston is favored to win Game 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't see it happening without Durant.
I'm gonna do my best Shannon Sharp impersonation. Lakers in 5. I'll tell you that right now. I don't think they'll sweep them. I think it'll be a gentleman's sweep, whether KD's there or not. I think what's happening right now with Luka and AR out, you've given LeBron keys to the team. And what you're seeing is everyone is staying ready because everyone's going to have to contribute. So he's doing his, hey, I'm not going to go into old LeBron mode. I'm going to go into first year LeBron mode when he was in the Lakers and they had gotten AD, where he was averaging, I think he averaged 10, 11 assists per game. He's going into his Magic Johnson role where the ball keeps moving, right? You don't have Luka who's just sitting there so ball dominant where he's just pounding the ball and nothing's going on. Players are just sitting there kind of saying, all right, let's just wait for him to do something. That's not what happens with LeBron. So even last night, he didn't play particularly well. I think he had like 8 turnovers, which way too many. It was 7 when last time I had seen the stat sheet, but I think he had another one. That's way too many. Way too many. But I think that when he's in everyone else, you're seeing contributions from Kennard. Outside of last night, you saw contributions from Ayton. Who's their small forward?
Hachimura.
Right. So you're seeing you're seeing players who can play, but you just don't see them because those other 2 injured stars they're getting the ball, they're shooting the shots. You're seeing a much better, more well-rounded Lakers team.
So you don't see the sweep?
No, because it should have lost last night. If Houston had a point guard, that game was done. Like 6,
but
36 up by 6, 36 seconds left to go in the game. I was like, that thing is over with.
But they don't. They don't have a point guard.
They don't have a point guard. I got it. I like Houston's coach. I like Udoka, right? And I think I'm like, I don't want to see him get swept because I think he's a better coach than that. Okay. Even if it's just for one game.
But here's my
gentleman's sweep.
Here's my reason why they lose tomorrow. Okay? I hate to say it. No Durant, no scoring. Nobody on that team can create their own shot. Durant can create his own shot. That's a major factor.
But the Lakers figured that out. And that's why they just started sending 2 people at him.
Yep.
Right? And it didn't matter. And they kept on changing it. Sometimes it was like, okay, when he comes off this pick, we're going to do it. Sometimes, bless you. Sometimes we're going to attack him with a double team straight away. They were varying in when they did it and how they did it, which I thought forced him to have 7 turnovers in game 2. So again, because he has to be ball dominant and he's not that type of player. Give me a point guard. Let me get where I want to be on the court. All right. I'm going to catch. I'm going to turn the face up and I'm going to get this bucket. He's not someone who's going to take you off the dribble. He's not someone who really wants to sit there and have to pound the rock like that. So, but they don't have a true point guard. So they put the ball in his hands. That's That's not his specialty. That's not his market. That's not what he's known.
So real quick, hold on, Chris. So real quick, everything you just said, you still don't think LA is going to win Game 4?
No, I think they're going to. Honestly, I think they expended a lot of energy last night. I think they're going to take Game 4 off and then win Game 5.
Okay, because I was like, man, I'm confused. You over here like Houston ain't got no point guard. They struggling here, they struggling there, but they gonna win. Like what?
I feel like they're just gonna take Game 4 off and say, we already up 3-0, we good, and then we'll take it back to LA.
Now, one thing I'm looking at, the Thunder is trying to sweep the Suns. They're not even trying to play games. Even though this last game was probably the closest, they're not trying to let nobody get close.
So why are the Lakers in a hurry to receive the Thunder?
Why are the Lakers in a hurry to see the Thunder?
They shouldn't be. They should extend it to Game 6 to give Luka and AR more time to heal up, to be honest with you.
I think AR is done for the season. Luka's the only one that can possibly come back.
I thought they both could come back.
Yeah, I think AR can come back too. I think they're talking about it.
The Thunder is not playing with Phoenix. It's just happened. They're like, I'm not playing with my food. I'm gonna eat now, and I'm gonna chillax. Now, that's the highlight of that game, right? The Spurs and the Trailblazers.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say some stuff about that Oklahoma City game there, Chris.
Go ahead.
Me too.
Look, go ahead. All right, so I'll go.
Amen.
Right. So I've watched a lot of that series. I've been staying up to watch them games, right? And it baffles me at how many calls go against Phoenix and not against Oklahoma City.
It's funny how that works.
Okay. Right. I mean, like there was.
Excuse me. So you saying there's some home cooking?
Oh no! Even on the away court, there was home cooking.
Yes. Hey, say louder for the people in the back, Mace. Absolutely.
Phoenix is not getting the same calls that Oklahoma City is getting. 100%. Devin Booker is getting bodied, right? And when I say bodied, more than SGA or Chet Holmgren. And both of them are seemingly eating at the free throw line. So and here's my thing, right? Not to take anything away from OKC. All right. However, you have to, as a ref, you have to referee both teams the same. You can't referee one team differently than the other, because if you do, whoever you give the advantage to is obviously going to win. And right now, that is a constant in the Thunder's games.
He was preaching on that one right there. He was preaching on that one right there.
That is your opinion.
Okay,
no,
right?
Chris.
Hold on. So that's my opinion as well. Because, and I don't have a problem with, I don't have a problem with a little more holding and pushing, pulling in the playoffs. Game's gonna slow down. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
So OKC is gonna get their calls because of that. What I have a problem with is when you have Dort and other players on OKC doing it to Booker, the refs are swallowing the whistle. Mm-hmm. That's what I have a problem with. I don't have a problem with you calling it for OKC, but you not giving the other teams, you're not officiating it the same way on the other side of the ball, because them dudes is getting roughed all up and they swallowing the whistle. I have a problem with that. You got to call it consistent both ways.
Yes. That's all I was saying, Chris.
And once I'm going to say that, I'm not an OKC fan.
Me neither.
Right. And I done watched a couple of games. Right. They do have the Phoenix has their enforcer.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't slap Chet in the face. He didn't maul SGA.
Yeah.
And guess what happens? When you got players that way, referees started looking at that stuff that way.
Wait. You acting like this is just in the playoffs. This has been all season long, too.
Hey.
People have been talking about it all season long.
What's all this anger coming from?
Because, look, when you got Dort and Caruso and everybody
Williams.
else, like, them dudes is pulling, pushing, and I'm fine with them being able to get it. I like seeing players get at it on the defensive side of the ball. I do.
Oh, absolutely.
But I don't like it when it goes the other. Hey, when another someone tries to do that to SGA, man, that foul is called before he even touched the ball.
Yeah.
Like, hey, they looking at it look like hey, he just coming off the bench, he ain't even on the court yet. How you give him the foul call already?
Oh, watch out!
Come on, man.
Move right along.
I don't know if it's that bad, but if you watch it, look there. You got all we're saying, Chris, is you have to referee both teams the same. As a referee, even if you grew up right as a Supersonics fan or a Thunder fan,
so you need to send. Look, both y'all need to draw up a memo and send it to the NBA referee, the head of referee, and let him know that y'all feel that the referee in the OKC Phoenix game is not level.
Hey, hopefully he's watching Long Distance Playbook today. How's that?
Brother, on that take right there. No, it's not about feelings. We don't do feelings. That's facts. The tape shows. The tape shows.
Anyway.
And it's just gotten worse in the playoffs. They're gonna beat. They're gonna win. No, ain't no anyway. They're gonna win regardless. Hey.
So let me give you my surprises, right? On the West, my surprises so far this season or in the playoffs, right? Is and I kind of figured the Spurs would handle Portland, right? But now they're doing it without Wemby. So to me, that's a surprise. And I guess how well LA's handling Houston, but with KD out and everything, and without a point guard, that makes sense, right? On the East, Chris, I would have to say the Magic as well, right? They had to get that play-in game to get into the playoffs. They were a hot team, and then they had, like you said, they took game 1 in Detroit, and then they've got if Detroit does not go into Orlando and take one of these 2 games, Detroit's going to be on
Detroit got to take the first one. Ain't no 1 or 2. They got to win the first one. Okay. Because if they don't win the first one, they're in the position of being eliminated. So they have to take the game tonight. Okay? Now, I appreciate that. You know, over back in the West. Let's go back to the West.
Yeah, go back to the West. Go ahead.
Can I go back to the West there, Jeff?
Hey, Jeff, we're going back to the West, but not OKC.
I don't want to offend you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually kind of funny. The 2 games that I expected one game in the West to be very competitive, and it wasn't supposed to be these last 2 games. I thought that Durant being the Houston Rockets being such a big team, they were going to give the Lakers problems. Well, we found out that's not going to happen, right? But these 2 games, the Nuggets and Timberwolves, the Spurs and the Trailblazers, these have been some knockdown, drag-out games now.
Mm-hmm.
And now that they done moved to Minneapolis, oh my!
Mm-hmm.
I think Timberwolves trying to get a Nuggets some get back from last year. Or did they give them? They beat them last year, right?
Who the nut? No, yeah, the Denver beat Minnesota last year.
So, did they get the right choice? Should they have failed to the 4th seed? Which would have pushed the Lakers to play the Timberwolves? And honestly, the Spurs and Trailblazers, the Trailblazers wouldn't have won that game if Wemby didn't get that concussion.
Yeah.
They have not had an answer for that big man.
No.
Who does?
The floor.
That's about it.
The
only thing that's 1-0 against them.
Other than if you take that game that he got hurt out,
yeah,
the dude is averaging 34 points a game.
Yeah.
And he's not just doing it that way. He's almost getting a double-double every time.
Mm-hmm. If you 7'15", you should get a double-double every game, though.
Right.
Just saying.
I don't think that height exists, Jeff, but good job.
That's why I say that.
We'll take it anyway.
He taller than tall, boy. I tell you what. I know he's 7'6", but it's crazy.
Look, with the handles that he got and the shot that he's got and the IQ, as young as he is, his basketball IQ, very, very high. So, I mean, can't argue with none of it.
Hey, so Chris, can I get my surprises, Chris?
Go ahead.
I thought you already did your surprises.
No, I was just filling in. Which side you want me to start with, Chris? East or west?
Go to west.
Go on the west.
Okay.
Because that's where your complaints lie.
No. Well, I picked the Lakers to beat Houston, and that was not knowing that KD was going to be out. So I picked them to win regardless. I just don't see LeBron losing in the first round against Houston. Haven't watched them play earlier in the year. I just think Lakers would win. My surprise in the West, it's probably it may be just that the Trailblazers won a game against the Spurs. To be honest with you, I'm not surprised by the Timberwolves and the Nuggets. I knew that was going to be a tough series. I still think the Nuggets are going to win it. Big baller bet. If you want to put a bet on that, we can. But
let's do it.
I still think they're going to win. I think Joker just had a bad game. Honestly, Joker had a bad game, and the Timberwolves took advantage of it because they got real physical with him. They got tall, got Nas Reed. They got Rudy Gobert, right? So they've got tall, physical people to bump Joker around, and Joker just couldn't finish. So one bad game from him, and that's that. But I don't see them winning the series. If they do, hats off to them, but I think the Nuggets have the better team. That's to me, the West, nothing really surprising me in the West, really. Except for
you on the East.
Except for Wemby's concussion.
Gotcha.
That was the only thing that really surprised me.
So what's surprising you on the East?
The Magic, Detroit. But since you guys have both already talked about that, I'm gonna go off of that one. We'll talk about Atlanta and the Knicks.
That's where I was going next, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, because I've said that Atlanta was going to be better when they got rid of Trey. Because he's not – you always have to hide him on the defensive side of the ball, right? So if his shot is not falling, if he's not creating for other people on the offensive side, hey, I'm putting him in the pick and roll on every opportunity, and I'm going to take advantage of him. So as a team, they got better, addition by subtraction, right? They are a better team. The thing that surprises me the most about it is that the Knicks are struggling in round one. I thought that the way they played the season, that they'd still be able to find a way to beat Atlanta. And Atlanta's won 2 games by a total of 2 points. So in clutch time, the Knicks are failing, which that's what's surprising me the most. You got the best, in my opinion, the best player in the court is Jalen Brunson. And in clutch time, especially the last game, he was awful. Awful.
So,
And so
I'm gonna say this, and it's an excuse, but it's not an excuse. It's a tactic, right? CJ McCullough has been lights out for Atlanta.
yes, sir.
He is literally like, he too small. I'm gonna bust his ass
As he should.
every chance he got, right? Then you get, here's the part that kind of scares you, right? When they on defense, Atlanta's on defense. Guess who's guarding Jalen Brunson? A guy that's 6'6".
Yep. And they can pretty much switch across the board.
Yeah, they're just playing. They're not trying to. They just like, we gonna switch. The only one that's gonna match up with him, actual height wise, is CJ McCullough, and he ain't getting put on there. And if you watch the last game, which I did, just so you know, you watch the last game. If it wasn't for OG, that game was over in the first
They'd
quarter.
have been blown out. Because OG he was lighting them up.
15 in the first, like 15 in the first.
Yep.
And they were still down 10.
Agreed.
Then Brunson got hot, but he was 0 for 5 from 3. And that last play, sometimes scores got to score.
A terrible pass. You got to shoot that.
You can't give it up. You got to shoot.
Yes, sir. And you that close? You already drove baseline? You got to shoot that.
Because ain't nobody trying. They ain't trying to foul you.
No, we're going for the rebound. And from your teammates, they're not looking for you to pass that ball. They crashing in for the rebound in case you miss. Got to shoot the rock.
So, that game is it's a surprising game, but I just don't. I think the Pistons and the Magic is probably more of a bigger surprise. Cleveland losing to the Raptors, I think that opened their eyes. I think that opened Cleveland's eyes that nobody's going to lay down for.
Right.
I
think Cleveland has too much talent for him.
And the same with the Celtics.
Maxey got off that one game. I think that's going to be his one game.
Bro, they're running bodies at that man.
Yeah, he's not. I think that's going to be a gentleman's sweep too. So
you're getting 52 points from 2 players. 52. Tatum and Brown.
Mm-hmm. Easy.
Bro, that is
easy.
Jalen Brown is like, I'm gonna score when I want to.
That's it. Tatum goes exact same way, and that's they 76ers don't have an answer for either.
No, what you thinking down there, Mace?
Look, I'm not surprised by the Hawks whatsoever. I am a Hawks fan, and historically, we are pretty good in the first round. Okay, even
not against LeBron.
Absolutely. If you look at it historically, we took him 7 games.
When?
So when he was with Cleveland.
I gotta see this.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Atlanta we could be 8th seed and we'll take the number 1 seed 6-7 games sometimes, right? And a lot of people, and you just don't expect that out of Atlanta, right? But Atlanta, I think, is, like you said, without him in DC, we're a lot better because our turnovers are we're not as high on turnovers as we were. So, I mean, but we'll see, right? I picked Atlanta to win the series.
What?
Yes.
Big balls. Look, big balls.
Right?
Look, I picked Atlanta to win the series, and because I think they can. Jalen Brunson has to figure out how to score, and I don't think he can score like he wants.
he figured it out. He just couldn't hit threes. He missed all his threes, but he got in that. Once he got in that paint, he was hell. He's
right, but he wants to be outside. He doesn't want to be in the paint.
No, I don't think that's true.
So, well, we'll see.
Mm-hmm. So right now we're gonna come back with a little bit more NBA playoffs. We got a couple more teams we want to talk about, and we're gonna take a small commercial break. We'll be back. We are back from commercial break, and we're talking NBA playoffs. We left off talking about the Knicks and the Atlanta Hawks, right? And we're gonna pick that from right here. We got a little game we're gonna play, just a little game amongst the three of us. And
oh Lord,
I think we all gonna choose the right player, right? Right here, y'all ready?
Go ahead.
We ain't gonna change. We're gonna stick with the two teams that we were just talking about.
Go ahead.
Before we start,
okay.
I was during the commercial break. I was looking some stuff up, and Mr. Mace, I'm looking at LeBron James against the Atlanta Hawks in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So he's 3-0 in the series.
But
in 2009, they went 4-0 against the Hawks. In 2015, they went 4-0 against the Hawks. And in 2016, they went 4-0 against the Hawks. What is this 7th game series that you talk about when all I see are broom sweeps everywhere?
What seed were we though?
Was that part of the? Okay, hold on. Hey, Chris, was that part of the equation we talked about?
No,
No.
what I said when the Hawks were 8 seeds, they can give the first seed problems. They tend to do that.
He was
Yeah.
either
So,
one
and-
seed
and-
or
and
two
Hey, look.
seed.
Yeah. Look, and you're right. They can give them problems on
It's in the
how
first
to learn or how to get swept out the playoffs. Don't do this. That just said to me. Now, you
Fair
know,
enough.
we kind of talked about all the games,
Mm-hmm.
right? But we're gonna go back to this Knicks and Hawks game. What I
Okay.
want is, in order for each team, okay, each team,
Mm-hmm.
who needs to step up for each team to win that series? All right. First up, my man Mace.
Who needs to step up in the Knicks and Hawks series in order to win?
Yep.
Okay.
As you froze in thought,
No, I'm not froze.
you are froze.
I don't know why. But so I think for the Knicks, Mikal Bridges needs to step up a little bit more. Okay. So I think he's got to be there on the defensive side. He's also got to be there on the offensive side. So he's got to be there a little bit more than what he is now, right? I just haven't seen the same Mikal Bridges that we're used to. And if he doesn't help give Jalen and Towns the help that he's used to giving, right, then of course they're going to struggle. But Mikal Bridges is my guy who needs to step up.
Michael Bridges.
Yep.
Jeff?
All right. Oh,
I'm
okay.
going to agree with Mace. It's Mikal Bridges. With the player that we've seen before when he was with New Jersey, you know this man can fill it up. He can put up 15 to 25 a game. For him to score 0 points last night, his plus minus being a negative 26. There's no way. And I think the easy answer is always going to be Karl Anthony Towns or Jalen Brunson but even Josh Hart, but I don't really expect Josh Hart is an energy guy.
Right.
Mikal Bridges, to me, negative 26 is your plus minus. Sit your ass on the bench because you got to step up and play. He's getting good money, but I don't even care about his money. I've seen what he's been able to do on past teams. What he's showing us right now in the playoffs in the Knicks is ridiculous. If he plays like this again in the next game and they lose, you got to bench him. You got to bench him. And I don't know, bring somebody else in to start, but he's been terrible. He's been terrible. I agree with Mace. It's Mikal Bridges.
I kind of agree with both of you. I do. But I think it's Karl Anthony Towns. He's got to stop playing like he's 6'5" and play like he's 7 feet.
But he's always played that way.
He's always played that way.
So,
That's true. But
so you're saying he's got to change his game.
he needs to. So
Okay,
here's my reasoning why.
Go ahead.
He's averaging less than 20 points a game.
He had 21 last night. He had 21 last night. 21 and 17.
21 and 17, but most of his rebounds are on defense. Now, look, and the reason why I say he has to step up.
He had 4 offensive rebounds, though.
Oh, 4. My bad.
Was he supposed to have 10?
Look, while I'm talking, do me a favor, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to look up the Atlanta starting roster.
Yep.
And give me the heights.
Okay.
Now, and I'm gonna finish my thought.
All right.
And why I say it's Karl Anthony Towns. If his big ass get in the paint, 70 of the time. I'll give you 30% you can shoot a three. But 70% of the time on offense, they blow them out. Easily. So that's my thought. Now, since I went last, I'm going to go first on the next one. I know he's looking up info for me.
I got
right?
it. Yep.
What you got?
You got 6'10", Okongwu. You got Jalen Johnson is 6'8". You got CJ McCollum is 6'3". He's the shortest one.
Yeah.
Alexander Walker is 6'5". And Dyson Daniels is
like, hey.
Where is he? 6'7".
See, look, get your big ass in the paint, right?
The problem that I have with that, he's always. I think we all agree with that. I've said that for about him.
Look, we've been saying that. We've been saying that all year.
Yes.
Get it.
His whole career.
Yes.
His whole career.
I get it. But I'm just making a point.
Yep.
If we can get his points 25 like it used to be when he was in Minnesota, right? That takes some of the pressure off Jalen to have to be Mr. Big Shot all the time. It changes your game. So when you sit there saying that, that's why I said it. Don't get me wrong. Can you win? Can he win without him being a big guy? Yes. Will they keep going without him being a big? Probably not. Because he's gonna run into a team that's gonna get him in foul trouble on the defense.
So
that's why that's it. But for my Atlanta pick, I'm going to pick CJ McCollum. They got to keep riding that. They got to ride that gravy train all the way through the doggone this round of the playoffs. Because can't nobody guard him that can match up with him. They bringing guys in off the bench, and he's telling them they too little. Right? He's got a young team. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on that team. That team is they got some get up and go. But I think it's CJ McCollum. What about you, Mr. Jeff?
I'm gonna go with Kamavinga. I think he should have a point to prove that Golden State gave up on him too soon because
they gave him all that money.
Yes, gave him all that money because they knew that he's talented, right? Everybody knows that he's a talented player, but like for me, his skill set, he's 6'7", small forward, can shoot, can jump. To me, he's the X factor. Him putting on 21 the last game, like there's no one. If you put him in the pick and roll, he's too big for Josh Hart to cover. Mikal Bridges is MIA, and Jalen Brunson is never going to be able to D him up.
And look,
so OG's the only person who's a matchup for him.
And I agree because they put Josh Hart on CJ McCollum to slow him down.
Yep. So
I agree.
You can't put them every place. For me, when he comes on the court, he's got to look to fill it up. He's got to look to take advantage of the matchups against him because OG's the only one who can probably D him up 1v1. Everybody else is not going to be able to. So for me, it's Kamavinga. I think if he keeps playing like this, Knicks are going to have a problem.
What about you, Mace? Since you're the Atlanta Hawks fan.
It's Jonathan Kuminga, 100%, right? It's also the head coach of Atlanta. He has to make substitutions at the right time. All right. When he sees the Knicks taking certain players off the court, he needs to be utilizing his bench and putting certain players on the court to expose what the New York Knicks just gave him. And those players that come on the court they need to take advantage of it quickly. But Kuminga to me is the X factor for Atlanta.
Okay, look, give me a drum roll on this next game here. Hold on, get my media going.
I got you.
Detroit in the match.
Detroit.
So I went first. Jeff, you on deck. Jay, Matt makes you up next, and I'll go last. Or maybe I should go second.
Which team first?
We'll do the underdogs this time.
Okay.
The Magic.
I'm just trying to verify. Jeff?
Me? Okay. Me is I feel it. Paulo Banchero or Bancaro, however you pronounce his name. I think that guy right there has the potential to be an all-star year in, year out. He's got the size, he's got the handle, he's got the physical attributes. For him to only score 18 points in the last game, he needs to be at that 28 to 32 points per game because he's a problem. Not only can he get his shot off, he can assist, he throws dimes too. So I think when sometimes if you watch him play, he becomes if he brings the ball up, he passes it off and then he finds a place and just sits there and it becomes too passive. He's got to be the initiator in the offense. He has to be the agitator because there's not a play, in my opinion, there's no one else on the Magic that is as good as he is. And if he's not one, he's two between him and Cade Cunningham as either number one, number two best player on that court at all times in that series. So for me, hey, I need to show that I'm that dog. I'm better than this guy right here that everyone's anointing to be that dude. And I need to show it. I need to fill it up. I need to get everyone involved. I have to be the offensive agitator and initiator for the Magic for us to win this game. And so I don't want to see 18 points. I need to see 28 plus. That's who I think is the X factor for the Magic.
Because it's my turn. I think it's Franz Wagner. He needs to turn into Robin real quick. Real quick. Because he's not a flashy scorer. He just slashes and drives. Right? And if he don't give them at least 18 to 19 points, they're not going to win. But, I know he was out for a while on injury, but he's back. He's starting. If you starting, you have to be a factor. You have to be a factor, especially somebody who normally puts those points up. So I think it's Franz Wagner. What you got, Mace?
I'm in agreement with you on that, Chris. I was going to pick Franz Wagner. He's got to do more. He's got to produce more. He's not leading the team in anything right now. He may be putting up a little bit of points, right? But he's got to give Pablo more help.
So, all right. Guess who's up with the Pistons? Mason.
Who? Me?
You get to start this off.
Look, let's be real, okay? So the only two players on Detroit that's really doing anything is Cade Cunningham, Tobias Harris. So anybody, please, if you want Detroit to win this series, anybody, please step up and help them too. Last time I checked, there's 5 players on the court at a time, not just 2, and they're not playing the entire game. So anybody, when you only got 2 players averaging double figures, right? And I got it. There's only 2 games that have been played, right? Somebody else has to step up, right? Whether it's trying to get Duncan Robinson open more so he can take more threes because he's not really a ball handler, but he is your 3 shooter. I mean, 9 points, averaging 9 points a game right now for him. That's what 3 threes. I mean, if you're a 3-point shooter, that's nothing for you, you know. So you got to get more help. I don't know any particular player on Detroit. Just they've got to have a third one step up.
Okay, so now it's my turn, right? So we're going back in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jalen Duren.
Facts.
That's the only guy they need to step up. Ever since he got the little bang on his knee, he ain't been the Jalen Duren of 2026. He ain't been the guy putting up 40 to 50. I mean, not 40 to 50, but 23 to 25 a game.
I was going to say, when was he putting up 40 to 50?
Actually, he's been averaging on the season like 23. Roughly.
19 and a half.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm talking about when Kate Cunningham was out.
Right.
He carried that team.
Mm-hmm.
He carried that team to stay in the 1 spot.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to get back. You got your back man back because off of injury.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to go be Robin, right? And do it and be that guy, and expect to be the guy that he's looking for, because you're a man child in the paint. That's who I say. I got to step off real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yep, I'm agree with him on Jalen Duren. Like in the regular season, he averaged 19 and a half points, 10.5 rebounds. Playoffs, he's averaging 9.5 points and 8 rebounds a game. So your offensive output has dropped 10 points per game. That shouldn't happen. That should not happen. If anything, you a primetime player. When you get in the playoffs, you're supposed to step it up. I'm not saying you should average 5 points more, but it should at least stay the same. Hopefully, you average a point 2 or 3 more per game. You can't drop 10 points per game from regular season to the playoffs. That's terrible. He needs to step up. If I'm the coach in Detroit, I'm getting his ass. I'm gonna sit there and tell, look, either you're gonna be that guy or you're not. But to drop off 10 points per game in the playoffs when we really need you, that's a problem. That's a problem. So for me, it is him. And I mean, he shot 75% from the free throw line in the playoff or in regular season. He's at 55% in the playoff.
Right.
So across the board, his numbers are down. He's gotta get involved. He's gonna have to get it how he gets it. So this is, if he doesn't, and what I don't like is he's going to be reviewed differently. People are going to be like, he's not really that guy. And I think, to Chris's point, he can be a force multiplier. He can be a problem to deal with. He's underperforming, period.
So we're going to move it on a little bit. Jay chimed in, playoff pressure. I don't think so. I think he just needs to step it up. I'm just saying. So we're going to bounce over to the West real quick. And we're going to start with the Thunder and the Suns. We're going to do, this one real quick. Then we're going to go to another one, then another one. And we don't know where we're going with it. But we're going to start off with the Suns. Right? And since it's my turn to lead off.
It's actually my turn to lead off, but
yeah, he just ended.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so let me start off the Suns. It doesn't matter. They can all get better. It's not gonna matter. All they need to do is be figuring out where they want to go on vacation. Every single player in that team can step up and get better. They going home in 2 games time. Oh wait, Wait, yeah.
Yeah,
In 2 games time, they going someplace for vacation. So they all across the map, all of them could raise their game up. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you got all your luggage packed. Make sure you got your flights already reserved and your destination already picked out, because it doesn't matter. They gone.
So
Chris, what you got?
I was going to pretty much say they need the rest of their starting lineup to come and play. If they're gonna make any kind of noise, they need
the reps. They need the reps. That's what they need. They need the reps if they go sit there and do anything with this series.
Jalen Green and Devin Booker can't carry them through.
Nope.
And they need the other 3 starters plus a couple of bench players to step their game up.
Plus the refs, plus
and to keep the score kind of close. They can't let SGA just get 20 real fast and be losing by 30 and let him rest, because that just means he's gonna give you more the next game. I think it's the other 3 starters and a couple of players off the bench. I know Grayson Allen is hurt because he ain't touched the court, and he's actually a key factor for them. So I think it's that. What you got, Mace?
Look, I'm glad you highlighted the Grayson Allen injury, because if he wasn't injured, right, I think we'd be seeing a different Phoenix team. But as far as one player to step up, it's hard, right? Because Grayson, like you said, he's so important to their offense and how they operate that I don't think anybody in Phoenix can step up and replace that. So I don't see it. I don't see anybody doing it.
Okay.
All right. Now, since I ended, I get to start with Oklahoma City, right?
Yeah.
All right. So who needs to step up? Well, I mean, I don't know, right? Because we just said Oklahoma City is clearly going to take this series. All right. However, if one person has to step up, I would say it's Dort. Okay. He hasn't really broken out like he did last year in the playoffs. That might happen later on, but I don't think if he steps up or if he plays at the same level, it's going to hurt him. But if one player on the Thunder has to step up, I think Dort does.
Yeah, you look, you chose the one guy who don't need to step up because and I'm not knocking you. His game is not to score. His game is to play defense on the team's best guard. And he is doing his job and has done his job. So
what was he averaging last year in the playoffs? I got to look that up.
It wasn't much. Believe me, I won a lot of money because he wasn't getting buckets. Believe me.
Last year in the playoffs, Lou Dort,
I think it was like 6
averaged
points.
7.9 points per game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's averaging 8.5 points a game this year.
Got it.
So he's already there. Here's the thing with Thunder, right? They just need to keep doing what they've been doing. Playing defense and letting SGA score. And distribute the points. They're very unselfish as a team. You know, that's my biggest thing. What you got, sir?
Honestly, again, I don't think it really matters. If I had to pick someone that I would, and I'm not even going to say step up, but if I had to have one person who I'd want to focus, actually, and I'd probably pick 2. It would be, hold on. Jalen Williams is out?
No.
I think Jalen Williams is out. I was going to say Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren for different reasons.
Yeah, Jalen Williams is out.
Yeah, so
That,
Jalen
that just
Williams.
means Chet don't go. His points gonna go up.
Right. So for me, it was Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren. Jalen because he missed a big portion of the season from injury, but Chet because you want Chet to be feeling good about himself as you go into the next series, regardless of who they're playing, which looks like it's going to be Lakers. You want Chet to build his confidence up, because when Chet does not look good, he looks awful and shouldn't even be on the court. You need to continue to build his confidence up. You need to keep Jalen Williams just more reps than anything else, because he missed such a large part of the season, and he's such a good player. So those were the two I was going to say, but I don't think it matters in this series. I think they walk through this series, and when they see the Lakers in the next series, I think they probably walk through that series too. So they'll have time to get healthy, but between OKC's players and talent and depth and the referees, I don't see them having any problems for this round or the next round.
Back over to you, Chris.
Back over to me. Next game. Drum roll, please. Lakers and the Rockets. Well, this is going to hit somebody's heart very well, because they are a Lakers fan.
Nope. I'm a LeBron James fan.
No. Jay's a Lakers fan.
Is he really?
Yes.
Jeff's like, what?
So here's my thing with the Lakers, right? Everybody needs to step up. If they want to win this in the sweep, they need to play on a little bit higher level to go into this next round to possibly give OKC problems. I didn't say they're going to. I said possibly.
Brother,
They need to hang on as long as they can to try to get one of those two players back, Luka or Austin Reeves, right? But everybody else they've been playing out of their mind. So I think it's the supporting cast of LeBron right now. What you got, Jeff?
For me, it's DeAndre Ayton. You can't be 7 foot. You can't be a 7-footer and put up pedestrian numbers like he did last night. 2.6 rebounds. If you're 7 feet tall, like honestly, you should fall into 9+ rebounds a game.
He didn't do that in the season, though.
I was saying 9+, which means 10. And he played 33 minutes. So how do you play 33 minutes? You get 2 points and 6 rebounds, and I'm 7 feet tall. To me, that's ridiculous. He needs to be more like he was in the first game where he had 19 and 11. Like, to me, that's where he would. That's get him involved early. The more little jumpers that he has from the free throw line and in, he'll be fine. And then that'll have him work a little bit hard to get offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds. And then, give him easy lobs, dunks, get his confidence going early, make him feel part of the offense. He'll be better. You'll be better in the long run. But last night, trash. The game before, trash. He was 6 and 5 in 27 minutes played. You're 7 feet tall. I mean, there's no excuse for that. So for me, it's DeAndre Ayton.
Mace?
I think Jared Vanderbilt. Okay, when he gets on the floor, he's getting quality minutes right now. He's getting about 15 minutes a game, which to me, as a backup or bench, right, that's quite a bit of minutes. You gotta do more than average 3 points a game or just a little under, right? So he's got to put a little more emphasis out there.
Okay. Now we're gonna move on because we gotta go a little bit quicker, just a little bit quicker. The
Okay.
Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
What you got?
My
Mace?
turn? Oh, I
Yeah.
think Amon Thompson. Amon Thompson's the X factor. Amon Thompson has to step up now.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Reed Shepherd. I think he's a player who's been forced into a more predominant role, and he's folding under the lights right now. Like, coming from Kentucky, you should know how to play in big moments and big games. He's folding right now, and that's a problem. For me, it's him.
I'm gonna go front office because they should have signed
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul. This is Chris Paul time.
Absolutely.
And they didn't jack this up.
Yep.
So since we gotta go a little quick, we're gonna go a little faster. Right?
Okay.
The Spurs and Trailblazers. We go with the Spurs.
Who needs to step up?
Yep. I say De'Aaron Fox.
I agree. I think you saw what he was at Sacramento and how he could play, how he could ball. That's what you need until Wemby gets back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What you got, man?
I agree. De'Aaron Fox.
Trailblazers.
It doesn't matter.
Lord Jesus.
Yep. He better suit up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, back over to the East. Celtics and the 76ers.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
It is.
Derek White for the Celtics.
Fair.
Why do you think that? I got to hear your explanation.
He has been playing below his level all season. This guy was averaging last year anywhere between 17 to 18 points. And now he's like barely even getting 10.
He averaged 16 and a half this season.
Look at his playoff.
You talking about right now what he's doing in the playoffs?
Yes.
He's averaging 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a little under 10, yeah.
But he's being inefficient.
But you got to take this into consideration too. Tatum wasn't there during the regular season.
Tatum was there last year when he averaged more.
Well, I got it. But
And
other
now
players have stepped up.
He's back. And he's been playing like boo-boo all year. All right. Next, who you got? Since you want to dispute it. Mace?
Look, I don't know. I think, to me, Peyton Pritchard. And here's why, right? He's got to run that offense a little bit more. I'm not expecting the scoring, right? I'm expecting him to get the offense set up a little bit better. Because he's running point.
Brother,
Okay.
Hold on.
What?
He had 15 points last game.
I didn't say points. What did I say?
50%, but his role,
Mm-hmm.
he had 15 points last game, shot 50% from the three-point line. He was plus 18. He was plus 18. His plus minus was 18.
What's his assist?
2. Why was his assist 2 though?
That's my whole point.
No, if he watched the game, he brings the ball up the court. He gets the ball either to Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. And they're the ones that initiate the offense, so they're the ones that are going to get the assist. I bet you they lead that team in assists. So you're never going to see it from the point guard. I think he's playing well. That's why I was like, Peyton Pritchard, I thought he's been playing well. I think Derek White's not playing well. What Peyton Pritchard is doing right now, that's what I expect from Derek White.
Got it.
Yeah. Now the 76ers.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's over.
It's
They need a new GM. They need a new coach. Not only if they need a new coach.
That's
The coach is doing what he can.
observation.
They
So
definitely
mine-
need a new GM.
Mine is they need to put Embiid in a glass container and don't break until the playoffs.
hey, trust the process. We're gonna trust the process again. Yeah.
We're going to trust the process for 15 years.
For 15 years.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
We're still developing him.
It would have been nice to see Embiid fully healthy, Paul George fully healthy,
Yeah.
and Maxey, and see if that team. Because I thought, yeah, because that could have made some sort of really good series, whether it's against the Celtics, whether it's against the Knicks, whether it's against Cleveland. But that's not what we're seeing.
They match up
Yeah,
on paper with all these teams.
absolutely.
Yeah.
They just can't stay healthy.
Nope.
Yeah.
Speaking of Cleveland, we on to that Cleveland Raptors game series. The Raptors. So I'll kind of go first. Quickly.
Yeah.
I think he needs to step up. He needs to be a factor. Help
Who?
back
Who?
quickly. I might be saying his name wrong.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about.
Wait, for which team?
The Raptors.
The Raptors.
Who's he talking about?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Hold on.
I don't know either.
Man, y'all doing me dirty here.
I'm not trying to. I thought you said Quigley, and I'm like, hold on.
Quickly, number 0. QU.
For the Raptors?
Yes.
Number 0 is AJ Lawson.
Bro, no. No, I'm sorry, number 5. Oh, he's out. My bad. That's it. They need to get him back.
Not only does he need to step up, he needs to step on.
Yeah,
Apparently,
he's a big factor for them, and it's not it's not the points. It's just the fact that he makes that team a little different.
so I'm gonna say Brandon Ingram. He's the marquee player on this team. He was the marquee player on that trade, and for him to only put up 12 points, he's got to be the dominant factor. You got 2 other players, Scotty Barnes and RJ Barrett, putting up 33. He put up 12 points. That's not good enough. He's supposed to be better than that. He needs to show it in the playoffs. Brandon,
I agree with you, Jeff. That's it. I agree. All right, Cleveland. Chris, you want to go first on the Cleveland?
Y'all did me dirty. Like y'all didn't know who I was talking about.
because you
No,
didn't know who you were talking about. He wasn't even playing.
I'm just saying when I look at I know who he is, and that's my point. And now we understand why he's not that guy.
You're right.
That's why we was like,
he needs to step on the court.
hey, you need to come off the injury list. And
That's right. That's what we need from you right now.
Who on the Cavaliers right now needs to step up? Man, that's a tough one. Because they're literally they're a good team. I'm gonna say that. They're a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell and the Beard, Evan Mobley.
Mm-hmm. It's an easy answer, though. If you think about
Jared
it, this is
Allen,
an easy answer.
Jared Allen, Max Truss coming off the bench. Bro, that's a good team now.
An easy answer. What's your answer?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Jared Allen. You know, I think maybe Jared Allen because he ain't giving you the 30 points.
It ain't that ain't the answer.
Hey, Jeff,
Wait. All right, Mace. What's your answer in this one?
let me know if I'm right on this. All right. The person that needs to not necessarily step up, right, but needs to stay in the performance that they've been doing and not go into past performances is James Harden.
Round of applause. Round of applause, gentlemen. Round of applause. It is James Harden. Yep. There's one person on that team is a Hall of Famer, and that's going to be James Harden. He's the one who needs to step up right now. Plain and simple.
He's got to minimize his turnovers, and he's got to put points up, and he's got to keep everybody else involved.
Yep.
I'm still going with Jared Allen. Big man.
Hey.
Big game.
Uh-huh.
Big game.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Moving right along.
Oh, that's it, right?
No, it's one. I left this one off on purpose.
I know which one this is.
Word.
The Nuggets and the Timberwolves. Flip of a coin.
What you mean?
It's
Flip of a
Joker.
coin? Then let's go with Denver right now. You think it's Joker?
I think it's Joker.
No.
You look at the last game,
absolutely
Joker
not.
shot 7 for 26. Come on,
Absolutely
man.
not.
This guy is Mr. Triple Double. You can't sit there and shoot 7 for 26, 2 for 10. Look, if we gonna criticize Karl Anthony's cat from getting his butt down low and handling business in the paint, guess what? If you 2 for 10 from the 3-point line, you need to get your fat butt down low and start doing some stuff in the paint. You can't be 7 for 26, 2 for 10 from the 3-point line. Like, no. Nope. It's Joker.
I agree.
I don't.
And I'm going to tell you why. Let me
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
And here's my reason why I agree. He normally gets his triple double and still score at least 20. Right? But here's the problem. He's getting his triple double. Jamal Murray is the one carrying the team. The Jamal Murray points went from 22 to 26 to 28. And now he's dealing with Rudy Gobert. And Rudy Gobert is making him look like a little hoo-hoo.
Giving him some problems.
And guess what? You score 14, Rudy Gobert scores 10. That's a +4. Rudy Gobert don't have the offense going to it. They don't run plays for Rudy Gobert on offense. That's why the Joker needs to step up.
You know what? You know what?
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Because you can't take mine.
Nope. Go ahead.
Look, everybody, you can say the Joker needs to step up, right? He had a bad game, right? The key player on the Denver Nuggets is not Joker. It's Aaron Gordon. All right.
The only reason I didn't say him is because he didn't play. And I just got on Chris about doing it for the last game, so I couldn't do it. But
he's played 2 games.
He didn't play the last game.
I understand he didn't play the last game, but he was part of one of those games.
Hey, give him the bug.
Okay.
Give it to him.
Which
give
one?
It to him.
No, because my guy's been on the court.
The main one you got me with. Give it to him.
I'll give it to him. Or
brother,
there we
I
go.
didn't say it because I just got on him about it on the last one and the last series. So that's why.
But he played.
But he did not play this game.
I understand that, but he's played in one of the losses. Understand that. So, and I said he had to do a better performance. I was watching the game, right? And I was like, Aaron Gordon's got to do better. In game 2, he's got to do better, right? In game 2, he did. Right? Now, game 3 got it. He was injured. But now you're seeing a Denver Nuggets when he's injured. And I said key player. He's got to be on the court because that offense runs totally different.
Oh, wait a minute. Give it to him again. Because he just stated the same thing I said about Quick.
Yeah, look, see, you keep walking into it, Mace. I'm trying to move on to the next one. Same thing. He can't. Yeah. Look.
All right, Minnesota.
There you go.
Minnesota, right? I think they're getting a lot of great bench help. I think Gobert, though, he's got to do more, a little more scoring. But, yeah, I think Gobert's the
And
yeah.
give it to him.
All right. I don't think it's Gobert, and I don't think it's Gobert scoring. Go ahead. What you got, Chris?
Okay.
I think it's Ayo DeSumo. Because he comes in the game, he's not coming in to play defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming in to support Ant-Man. I'm about to say Anthony Bennett. But he's coming in the game to support Ant-Man. And they can't have him scoring 8-9 points. He needs to be around 15 to 16 like he normally has.
He is at 16. He's averaging 16 right now.
He didn't have a 16 the last game. He had 9.
Well, he had
That's
25.
No, he had 9.
In game 3, he had 25.
My God, I'm telling you,
Are we looking
he
at the
didn't
right
he
guy?
didn't hit it because right, because y'all want to piss me off a little bit.
Look, I just put it in the chat and in the private chat. You can go click on that link. It'll bring you what you need.
Be all right. We'll have it.
So while you're saying that and while you're looking at that, for me, it's Julius Randle. He was one of the big pieces of the trade for Cat. He's probably their second option on offense. 15 points ain't enough. He's got to be higher. He's got to have more points. He has to have more of an impact. So for me, it's Julius Randle.
So there was one. I'm sorry, you was right. But
I usually am.
There was one game, and I think it was game 2. He scored 8 points. He cannot score 8 points. He needs to be roughly at his average, so that
I agree because he can play. He can play.
And he's an Illinois great.
I give him credit, and you just got to bring it back there.
I have to.
No, you didn't have to.
I'm sorry. My bad. I should have kept my feelings to myself.
Look, now I'm just going to have to talk bad about him all the time because I was with you. And then
I had to throw that little extra.
You had to throw that in there.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the NBA playoffs. And before we go to golf, we just gonna briefly, when I say briefly is what I'm gonna say, that there's no comments after that. The NFL draft is currently going on right now. Next week, we're gonna talk about, because the NFL draft will be completed, we're gonna talk about players that went too early, players that might have went to the wrong team, and so on and so forth. So don't forget, we're gonna have a red card report early, right off the rip. Talk about NBA playoffs real quick. Talk about NHL hockey real quick, and then it's gonna be NFL draft.
And we're gonna talk about how much my Dallas Cowboys nailed the first round.
Oh, hush. Anyway.
We'll talk about that.
We're going to go into Mason time.
Mason time.
Mason
oh, my
time.
God. How's it Mason time?
Golf, LPGA Chevron Championships. Let's talk about it a little.
Look, the ladies are playing in Houston, Texas this week at the Memorial Park Golf Course, and it's the Chevron Championship. It's one of their major championships of this season. So typically we only talk about the big tournaments. Well, this is one of them for them. Last year's winner was I know I'm going to mess this name up, May Sayago. So I apologize for messing that name up, but very large purse. If you haven't watched PGA, I mean, it's women playing golf, right? So they do very well. Tune in. And obviously, the winner of that tournament will be in Honors of the Week next week.
Is that all we got?
That's all I got on it. I mean,
All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about MLB, how the NL Central are all have winning records.
that's crazy.
That is awesome. Not crazy. That's awesome. You know, they've been beating up all the competition. I don't think anybody played each other yet. So, but it's still early. I think the season's going to level out, you know, here in the next couple of months, where you're going to have, you know, your teams that are currently in winning standings are no longer going to be in winning standings. You know, it'd be, don't get me wrong, if you put your money on it, shoot, that every team in one league is going to have winning records, and that actually happens, you might become a millionaire. You never know.
Real quick, Chris, I got a question for Jeff. Jeff, who's your baseball team?
If I have to pick one, it's going to be the Dodgers because
they winning.
No, it's I've had different baseball teams across the years. When I was in DC, when I was in Northern Virginia, it was the Nationals. My brother worked for the Nationals. When I moved down to Florida, I didn't really have one. And then the Yankees did some things that I didn't like. I like big teams where either people love you or they love to hate you. Right? There's no in between. There's no indifference. And then the owners of the Dodgers bought Chelsea football team, which is that's my soccer team over in England. So I was like, oh, I'll just like the Dodgers. But nah, it just so happens they're really good. But
all we ask on this show is not to be a bandwagon.
I can't do bandwagon. The reason why I'm a Chelsea fan is because I chose not to jump on the Manchester United bandwagon when I was over in England, when they were winning everything.
Fair enough.
Okay.
That means three of us are in the NL, one's in the AL, Chris.
Hey, you know, who's the AL guy?
Jay. He's an A's fan.
Oh, no wonder he always finished last. So, just saying, you know. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I hope y'all enjoy the Long Distance Playbook. If you are a veteran-owned company, or you just have a company and you want to add it to our show, so you know, get some advertisement, or you want to be a sponsor of the show, you can hit us at longdistanceplaybook@gmail.com. I hope everybody have a great Saturday and get ready for NBA playoff action starting in 2 minutes. It's going down tonight, and I think it's Detroit Pistons and the Orlando Magic starting it off.
Yep.
A great night of Saturday night basketball. Be blessed, stay blessed, and we are going to be back next Saturday, saying hopefully on time. I probably will not be there unless I chime in from the field again. But thank you to my fellow co-hosts. We had fun. Enjoyed it. Be safe and peace.